Hey everyone, meteorologist Aaron Tuttle with you on a Friday night, almost 10 o'clock. So I'm going to do a short Facebook Live for you here for your forecast for the weekend. Put out a blog earlier around lunchtime today, and it was based off one of the really good performing high resolution models. And I've seen a lot of other indications going on that's kind of making things a little more cloudy. So I want to get into that so we can clear the air as to your potential for tomorrow and also on Sunday. Because it looks like we're going to be kind of in a stuck into a pattern where it's kind of a mixture of northwest flow event, more like a summertime deal, less of a spring-like deal. So the model's going to have a very difficult time of trying to narrow down exact timing. I want to show you why, and why this forecast is going to be a little bit more generic than what you would normally experience. In other words, you're getting more used to now just hitting it, okay, between what time and exact location. Well, in this type of situation, it won't be that clear cut, so I got to explain that to you, and then we'll turn you loose. So thanks for joining me. If you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you update the weather app that I have for you if you have an Android. I just put out a new update earlier today. That takes care of a few issues, a couple of bugs, and I still got a couple more to work out, and hopefully I'll have the resolution for those probably at the early to middle part of next week, and I think that'll be done with that. So again, thanks for using that. A lot of positive feedback coming in from using that over storm season, so that's good. If you haven't tried it yet, it's called AT's Weather to Go, Apple and Google Play. And all right, let's get on to business, and we'll talk about what I like to do here, and that's looking at model data. All right, so let's see here. First off, hold on a second. Close that. Okay. I'm going to give you the fun stuff, which is the temperatures out there. And we're looking at readings into the, let's call it Saturday on into the 80s here across much of the state for tomorrow. So it's going to be quite a warm day for you. As we head into Sunday morning, we're in the 60s to low 70s, and we're right back in the 80s. Now, the only difference where you wouldn't be in the 80s is we're going to see some cloud cover and some storms develop. And that'll help knock temperatures back into the 70s. So it's going to be one of those deals where kind of hit and miss. And if you get the rainfall, you're going to get a cool down. If you don't get the rain, you won't get a cool down. So what's causing all this? Well, we got a ridge of high pressure kind of developing here across southwest Texas, and the influence is kind of stretching on up here to the north and west of us. And what that does is that puts the atmosphere to what we call a northwest flow event, so northwest flow aloft. And that just basically means that the air rotates around this high and then back down in Oklahoma. And when it does, all these little colors you see here, this is all upper level energy. This is like a weak little upper level disturbances that swing on by. Any one of these can cause showers and storms to develop, and that's why they're very difficult to time out, and they're very subtle, so they're not going to have a huge influence for everyone, just certain people, and so that makes it very difficult for pinning down an exact forecast for you. But as we go through time, we'll take you into, let's see, we're at Saturday morning. We got a little system coming through right here that's going to try to trigger some storms. And what that does is moves into central Oklahoma for the middle part of the day. Now, that's bad news for the air show, because the air show is from like 11 to 4, and that would cause some storms around central Oklahoma around 11 to 4. Well, that didn't show up in the earlier data, but it's now showing up in this data, and that changes the forecast pretty abruptly as a result of that. So you head into Saturday night, into Sunday, towards Sunday morning, we have another batch of this red showing up, which is again more lift that comes in from the atmosphere and goes on by Saturday night into Sunday morning, causing another round of showers and storms. And then on Sunday itself, we got more energy coming up here across the north, kind of tailing in right in here, and that will again start another round of showers and storms, and those will move southward Sunday night and on Monday morning. And then eventually we're going to flatten this ridge out, and it'll become more zonal, which means just west to east. But we're still going to have little disturbances move through. So that's the nature of the beast. I got nothing for you. It's more of a sense. If you think of Florida, people live in Florida, they know it rains like clockwork every afternoon, and then it's sunny the rest of the day. When Oklahoma, it's kind of a similar situation. It's going to be raining. It won't be a washout, but there's going to be times where you're just going to have to dodge the heavier rain that comes down. Now, we do have a little risk of a little hail, a little wind for tomorrow as well. Especially in the evening hours, once we've kind of gotten the atmosphere a little bit more heated up. The midday stuff, not so much. Now we take a look at the TEC model. We can see what it tries to do. It gets some storms going in the mid-afternoon up across northern Oklahoma and down south. It's all based off the timing of that little disturbance. It does try to fire off some stuff here over central Oklahoma as we head into, say, the 5 to 6 o'clock hour. and those move through during the first part of our evening, and then we'll have some more bubbling up across northern Oklahoma, and then we got some out west. Then we head into Sunday morning, a little bit over central Oklahoma, then more that pops up as we get into the afternoon, just kind of scattered about. There's really no rhyme or reason as to where they're going to develop, and that's part of the problem with this. Now, I know some of you had some outdoor plans for tomorrow. I know there's a couple of weddings in place. It's just, unfortunately, I wish I could guarantee you completely dry weather, but not the way the pattern's looking here for the next 24 hours, actually the next 48 hours. But here's another look at, I want to show you the difference in this run. So this is the new run that just came in here this evening, the high-res model. It's got that stuff in the morning on Saturday. Little stuff here across central Oklahoma for lunchtime, and that moves on out, and then it doesn't really do a whole lot the rest of the night. And then it's got some stuff that bubbles up here Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon, off and on, scattered around. And as we head into Monday, more so here across northeast Oklahoma, it's heading to Monday morning. So that's kind of the how things are going to play out. Now, the prior run had been very consistent with other runs, and that was keeping things quiet overnight into tomorrow, and then having a nice line of heavy storms develop across the border area here over northern Oklahoma. And that was what my forecast was talking about earlier. And then these would move due south. There'd be a very, very, albeit minor, weak, kind of more of a freak occurrence tornado threat with these particular storms as they work their way in. And the reason for that, and I'll pick a sounding here for you. We'll just pick the Norman region just to show you something. As those line of storms came in, the atmosphere was a little bit more favorable for a potential tornado. The reason why I say that is because you had low LCLs, the sounding, although just a slight inversion at the surface, was very unstable just above the surface, enough to where we can get some hail out of this with K values around 3K. The shear itself is actually very good in the direction. A little weak here, but that's okay because the storm is moving in a northwest flow, so it'll help to offset some of the weakness in the wind field. And because of that, it caused the hailstones to come up in size from anywhere from golf ball up to 3 inches. Again, did have a tornado threat with it, and some pretty decent lapse rates. So, and this was, in the evening hours. This was, I think the timing of this was at 10 o'clock. So this is what the prior forecast had been. So the stuff coming in this evening is really messing that up for me, and I hate that. So, because I like consistency and I don't like to change, and that irritates me if I have to do that. So I'm not sure what to make of this new trend other than the fact that it gets real messy. And with that, I would have to say, okay, I tried to give you a specific window, and I may have to throw that out the window, and just say, just prepare for storms. Kind of 2 times of the day. One early, run around lunchtime, and then one basically mid to late evening for a couple of rounds of storms that may affect central Oklahoma. And just keep an eye on it, stay weather aware, keep your weather apps handy, all that kind of stuff. Looking at the CAM models, they're having a tough time with it too. They got the morning stuff here, but they dissipate it and then try to get some new stuff going here south and east of the metro, including Tinker, by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that moves on off. So like I said, it could affect the air show there briefly. Doesn't do anything for the rest of the evening though. And then it's got some stuff way out west Sunday morning, which doesn't go with any of the models either. I mean, every model wants to do its own thing, and so when you see that signal, you have to be more generic, and that's unfortunately the way things go. This model also, for the CAM models, producing some consistent echoes here around lunchtime, so at least a couple of them do have that trend going, if nothing else. Then the evening, it does have some stuff up here in northern Oklahoma, comes in around the midnight hour into, say, Guthrie and Kingfisher, but then fizzles and doesn't really hold together. So there's all kinds of solutions, and as a meteorologist, I just got to tell you, we can only take the science so far, and when we get these kind of signals, it means our days of getting super hyper focused, local, extremely on point, you can't do it in these environments. We have to kind of go step back like what we used to do a few years back without all these high resolution models, and just go, okay, disturbance comes in, you try to time them, you get a mixture of clouds and sun, we're going to pop up thunderstorms here and there. Go about your business. And unfortunately, that's the way it's going to have to be for the weekend. Sunday's really no different, like I said, even depending on which model you listen to. I can take a look here at the ensemble run and see if that's in. And this will give me a little more indication of what potential could be here. So this only goes out to, unfortunately, only got to about 11 o'clock in the morning. But it does have that little shot of rainfall here that does move south and east, but it's fizzling. Now what that can do sometimes is kind of come in and leave an outflow boundary to work with. So as soon as we get some heating and it breaks the cap, we can bust some storms here along the outflow boundary. So that's leading toward the lunchtime hour onward. So that's the forecast basically from lunchtime onward. At any point in time, we could see a couple of storms bubble up here in central Oklahoma. Hopefully the severity of those would stay on the weaker side. The better atmospheric conditions for that kind of stuff doesn't come in until later in the evening, and we're talking after dark, believe it or not. For anything that'd be a lot stronger. So daytime, you're probably just looking at brief heavy rain and then a little bit of pocket of wind. So let me think. I think that was better to have for you. Yeah, because even at the data's still coming in here, but at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it does have a nice signal right over central Oklahoma for that residual boundary that moves in. So there you go. There's your forecast. So that kind of goes what I'm telling you about. And I like this. I like this look. This is like a Aaron, you're on the right track model. This is just basically just kind of helps me verify my thoughts, because if it goes with what I'm thinking, then I know I'm on the right page. So, all right, let's see. I think that was all I wanted to show you. Like I said, it'd be fairly quick and easy and short tonight. I didn't want to get too detailed on you, just because of that fact. So, if you're just joining late, long story short is a little humid and mid-80s, something we hadn't seen in a while, but mixture of clouds and sun. And then starting in the northwest Oklahoma, a few showers roll through, maybe even some heavy rainfall mid to late morning. That little boundary slides into central Oklahoma, and we'll probably get some new storms bubble up here in the afternoon with that residual boundary, which means it could put the air show in danger for at least postponing or ending it early. Some type of effect, not sure what that would be, depends on the timing. Then those storms will move away, and if the window's just right, you could probably still squeeze in a little bit of time with that. And then on Saturday evening, some more storms possible up northern Oklahoma near the state line. Those move south overnight and Sunday morning, and then we do the whole thing again on Sunday, and then again whole thing on Monday. And really the pattern doesn't change. We just keep it going for the rest of the week. But so the answer is it's not going to be a total washout. It's just you're going to have backup plans and just prepare for something to change on you, when you're not ready for it. So there you go. Okay, so real quick, see if you guys had a couple questions on my Patreon page. So Britt was like, is it going to be bad in Tulsa? I said, no, it didn't look like it right now. And like I said, any weak tornado threat is confined in central Oklahoma, and it's not until the mid to late evening through the early part of the overnight. So probably, I'm going to put a window in there roughly from 9 to midnight. Is that going to be exact? Probably not, but the threat is so low, it's probably not going to happen. But it's a freak occurrence, but their signal is there, so I couldn't not tell you. Let's put it that way. I got to tell you that it's there. My confidence level of it happening is pretty low versus normally in the rest of the year. But something happens, I don't want you to say, hey, you didn't say anything about it and it took us all off guard. I don't want that outcome. So use your weather radio and use my weather app to stay abreast of changing conditions. Okay, so anything else here? On to the main page. By the way, if you guys haven't had a chance, make sure you like and share this video, share with your friends and family so Facebook rewards you in kind and shows you more of this content. And also be sure to read the discussion or read the description in this video. There's every video you watch from me, there's going to be a description on the video. You can tap it on your phone and it'll read, or you can go to your computer and read all the details on it. Just hit the see more. And make sure you click several of those options in there that I provided for you. There's many options that you're going to be interested in, a lot of opportunities and things that I put together to where you can give back. So check that out and make sure you sign up to be a supporter. I've got about just under 2,000 of you that have come out to support me out of 138, 140,000 if I count Twitter followers. So you guys, if I just needed like 2% of you to come out and support me, and if you do, then I'll turn all the ads off on the app for everybody. I know most people don't mind the ads, but I hear daily from people that complain about a free product with ads on it. I'm like, it's only free, dude, because that's paying for it, because I can't pay for it. It's too expensive. So if you guys want to participate in that, then that makes it free for everyone. Nobody complains. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. With those supporter subscriptions you guys join for Facebook, you get extra bonus content and benefits, and then I can take those ads off because I'm not greedy. I just want to pay for everything. So that way, that comes into play. So that'll be helpful. So check that out, and then I'll get you access to the secret closed group Facebook page, which good community over there. Very weather oriented, very weather savvy. Those guys really help each other out, and so it's a really good, positive, uplifting community. No trolls allowed. It is a troll-free zone. So if that interests you, check it out, and you can get access to that by joining either the Facebook subscription fan base or the Patreon that I've got listed in this broadcast link. Okay, well, that is it for me. Hope you guys have a great Friday night. I'll be around watching stuff for tomorrow in a mix of me doing stuff around the house and running errands or whatever. And if I see a reason to get on, I'll get on. Otherwise, you kind of know the deal. Okay, you guys have a great weekend. We'll talk soon. Good night, everybody.